we still have people who are useful. In the army currently, I've seen there are soldiers that I've interacted with at different levels who are more than qualified to be service chiefs and all that. Because if we don't find the right people, honestly, we are in trouble.
We are in trouble.
If we don't find the right people. And there are soldiers currently who have been given the opportunity to serve either as theater commander of Operation Adinke. They did it successfully. They've given the opportunity to serve in Nigeria's most elite military formation, that is one div in Kaduna. They've done very well. They gave the opportunity to serve there. They've done very well. There are two officers that come to my mind. But the president, if the president-elect asks for our opinion, we can say, okay, Mr. President, try any of these three. We'll give you the opportunity. Just try any of these three. You see that you are going to succeed. And I know that at the end of the day, Ashwaji Bola Ahmed Tinubu will take the best decision. He will be guided. He will take the best decision for our country because he wants to succeed.
President must get the right person to man that security architecture. We've
had a good number of brilliant officers who have worked in that theater that's in Borno State. And I can say General Chris Musa did a fantastic job. He's been transferred now to become the commander of the Nigerian Infantry Corps. I think that is reward for the excellent work that he did in Maiduguri. You know, the current chief of army staff was the theater commander. They then made him chief of army staff. And then they made him chief of army staff. He was replaced by General Chris Musa. So, who knows? Maybe God is preparing Musa for something big too. But you see, when you succeed at your job, then you should expect the
rewards to come.
Yes, more rewards. There are so many of them that I'm proud of in the army, doing a good job. Raizugu, General Lagbaja, MS Sani, commander of the Armored Corps in Bauchi. So many. We have a very good set of soldiers that the the president-elect can pick from, and we have to sustain the momentum.
As journalists Hangout a day before the inauguration on 28th of May, over the years, the new chief of defense staff, Major General Christopher Musa, has demonstrated capacity and zeal in the discharge of his duties at various formations and commands he has served. While serving as the theater commander of Operation Adinkai, Babajide Kolade Otitoju had an interaction with him about the war against terror and armed vehicles purchased for the army. Let's share some parts of the interview with you.
For me, first and foremost, I would rather have a good fighting force. I get good troops first, because it is the individual that is the most dangerous equipment, not the main equipment themselves. They aid, but the man, because the heart of the man is what does the fight. So I have that. These equipments we have can give us what we need. We don't need those other Abraham tanks and whatever. With this and with the troops we're having now, we're good to go. For the months since they came into command, we've not had any dislocation of any location, any of our locations. Why? Because the troops have seen the sincerity of purpose. They have seen the cooperation between the service chiefs, between luncheons that the service chiefs come. Normally the army will go to army and then the air force goes to army, air force. But this time around, the air force and the army came to the army and we finished and went to the air force. So you can see now whatever it is that we're doing, we now understand, and that's why it is Operation Hadinkai. Operation Hardenke means we need everybody. There is no one service, there is no one parastatal that can do this alone. We need everybody, including the locals, that everybody has a part to play for us to succeed, and that's why we're having the success. So it's really very good. We fight together, we move in together, we discuss for whatever it is we want to do so that everybody is in the know what part is supposed to play. And I think that's making the difference now. Troops have seen that things have changed. Now this equipment they've been looking for are readily available and they can see them. It's not hearsay that we're buying and you have been waiting for years, waiting for them to come. They're already here. A few of them that have come already, we have distributed them to locations and we can see the impact. Them being at those locations has really put the fear of God in this, and that's why I see more people. Like I said, we have over 23,000 that have surrendered. People have seen, they realize now that they cannot win this war. The best thing is to make peace, come out from the bushes and from the jungles and then come and live a normal life. And that's why you see that we're succeeding.
January 2022, that's last year, as of January 2022. Jide, it's as if these guys had appointment with destiny and history, and months down the line, we've been tracking their performances. But some of them were theater commanders that served at Operation Idinkai, the theater commander, and today, most of them cost 38, cost 37, 36. Most of them today, they are now at the center of the attraction.
Yes, the Chief of Defense Staff is cost 38. The Chief of Army Staff is cost 39. The implication of this is that up to 70 Major Generals could be retired.
It's a tradition.
The Chief of Defense Staff, all his mates are going.
Normal tradition.
The Chief of Army Staff can keep some of his colleagues, can keep some of them that he trusts that they will help him do a good job.
Some guys have cost 38.
Yes, no. Listen to me. Cost 39 is the Chief of Army Staff.
Okay.
Cost 38 is the Chief of Defense Staff. All those ones are going, except the Chief of Defense Staff.
Wow.
They can't keep even one person. They can't keep even one person. But cost 39, which is the cost of the Chief of Army Staff, he can keep some of his colleagues. Maybe maximum, maybe like 15 of them. No. Yes, cost 38.
38.
39.
39.
That's Chief of Army Staff, 39.
Chief of Army Staff is 38.
Okay.
Chief of Defense Staff is 38. Chief of Army Staff is 39.
Okay.
I've told you the Chief of
Defense Staff is senior.
38. None of them will
remain. Okay.
Except the Chief himself.
Okay.
Now, the Chief of Army Staff can keep some of his colleagues that he trusts. He can vouch for their loyalty. The people, some of his best friends, like the immediate past Chief of Army Staff, he kept a good number of his colleagues. And you see, we were in you saw the rapport with them. They were very friendly, and he kept a lot of them. Some of them from the south, some of them from the north. He kept them. In terms of his even-handedness, I think that Chief of Army Staff, you cannot accuse him of tribalism or any sort, because some of his principal officers are from the south. In fact, his Chief of Policy and Plans, which is the next in line to him, was actually from the south. So now, what we are saying, those of them on course 38, there are not as many as those on from course 39, but they will all go. But the new Chief of Army Staff reserves the right to keep his most trusted friends, his mates, so that they can help him. He will give them principal positions so that they can help him, to get the job done. But whatever happens, a good number of them are on their way out. That is what usually happens. Now, talking about the Chief of Defense Staff, everyone can see the progress that we have made in the theater of war, the number one theater of war in our country, which has produced some of the brightest officers in our country. They've been privileged to serve there. Irabo, as Chief of Defense Staff, was theater commander. The late Atahiru was theater commander. The minute past Chief of Army Staff was theater commander.
So that's like a testing ground.
Yes, there's no other. In fact, all of the present the last set of service chiefs, they all served in Maiduguri, including the Chief of Air Staff, who was an Alpha jet pilot. They all served in Maiduguri because that is the ultimate test. That is the number one war theater in our country, is the ultimate test. They've served there at one time or another. So I'm not surprised that General Chris Musa has received this elevation, because you're looking at people who are qualified. You cannot brush Chris Musa aside, because the work that he has done, the way he held the theater together, because as the as the theater commander, the air component, the other people, they all work, the air component, the Air Force, they have their own unit within the theater. But you are the coordinator. You are the coordinator, and he did that very well. And today, you can see, we started seeing a lot of these guys coming out of hiding and surrendering. The intensity, he was privileged that they brought to Kano jets during his time, and the Air Force worked with him. You know, they worked with him, and we secured the kind of breakthroughs that we needed in the war. We secured it. So I'm not happy. I'm not surprised that they elevated him, not just to head the infantry corps, but to eventually make him the chief of defense staff.
The rallying point. Tikien, it took President Bola Tinubu like over 3 weeks. It took his time, because during his inauguration and everything, it was the chief of the defense staff, Rabo, that was, coordinated that inauguration and everything. So the military is not something you can just dabble into, and it took him time, it took his time, and yesterday, I think, made the 4th week of this administration to announce this new set of military chiefs.
Well, what President Bola Tinubu is doing is showing Nigerians a man that was prepared for the job. They don't think that whatever decision he's taking now is just a decision he has taken, is just within 3 weeks. Immediately he won the election, he already knows the direction he's going. And he has a master plan of what he wants to do. He knows what he's going to do. At the right time, he's going to do it without necessarily rocking the boat. Look at some of the action he has taken. The suspension of the CBN governor. You saw the minute he was inaugurated, how the CBN governor became a stakeholder in Aso Rock.
Suddenly.
You saw here anywhere you see the president's main vice, where you see
with Dele Alaki.
That Dele Alaki was always with them. Then you also saw the situation with the EFCC chairman. In fact, I think that very day that he was suspended, I think he was in Aso Rock. He was in the villa.
As he was coming out.
He was coming out.
When suspension was finished.
That is it. And that was somebody that made it. In fact, the President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is behaving like an intelligent officer. That is how the way he has been behaving. Because you cannot read his face. It's obvious, even when you are meeting him. And that is an experience that he has garnered from army chiefs and the service chiefs. So, just back to what he said. So, he is prepared. And don't be surprised by what is going to happen again. But, now talking about the appointment of the service chief, just as Jide rightly said, course 39 are the classmates of the current chief of army staff. And they cut across board. both the Navy,
Yes.
the Air Force. So that three. So the new chief of Army Staff, the new chief of Naval Staff, the new chief of Air Staff are classmates of the chief of Army. So they're within that rank. What is that? That means is that anybody that is above that, which I want to believe that the former chief of Air Staff, Army Staff could have been, I don't know, because those that are within their classmates that are still remaining in the Army now definitely are going to go with the ones that have been asked to go. I won't say they were sacked because most of them, their tenure has finished. So definitely they are just marking time. But another interesting part of it for me is the way the president has been able to balance his appointment of security chiefs. It has never been like this since 2015. If you look at the spread, the chief of Army Staff is from Osun, Southwest. The chief of Defense Staff is from Kaduna, Northwest. Chief of Air Staff is from Kano, yes, Northwest. Chief of Naval Staff is from Enugu, Southeast. The NSA is from Adama, Northeast. What has happened here is that you can see that the spread. And yes, let's take a critical example. Some of the arguments by some individuals, especially those from the South, is that they have never, for a long time, I think it was the Lieutenant General, what is that? Ihejika. That was the last Igbo man to be appointed.
During Jonathan.
During Jonathan. And there has been this agitation. So to so many critics who were thinking that President Bola Ahmed is going to trade the same way of Buhari were shocked.
He shut them up.
They were shocked. The same thing happened during the National Assembly when the principal officers, the speaker of this, the deputy speaker of the House was shown to the South. So you can see that here is a man who does not believe in the 5% that the president was alluding to. You understand what I mean? But my own, I still have a little challenge. My own little challenge here is that out of all this, I didn't see the place of this North Central.
Some appointment are still
coming.
So okay. That is only snack.
Let's talk about the Chief of Army Staff now. We left the Chief of Defense Staff. Tell us about this, because the Chief of Army Staff, really, if he's not the Chief of Defense Staff, that is like the Irabo coordinated it, and he was able to, he was the face of the service chiefs. Strong man, that General Irabo during his time. So, but main attention on the service chief used to be the Chief of Army Staff. And who is this individual?
General Taurid Abiodun Lagwaja is, in my view, the most courageous officer in the army today. I have no doubt at all in my mind that when you are talking about courage, fearlessness, Lagwaja is somebody that comes to mind, because this is an officer who joins the troops on the battlefield. He is not going to send you out and wait for you to bring stories. That's not Lagwaja. Lagwaja, we do is operations briefing on Monday. After the operations briefing, is going into the bush. He will come back on Sunday. He is coming back on Sunday is for him to be able to present the briefing for Monday. There are days when he will not even show up at all on Mondays for briefing. He's in the bush. Lagwaja will enter inside Brenengwari to chase the bandits and come out at the Abuja Kaduna Expressway end.
That's the new Chief of Army Staff?
That's him in front wearing, this is the way he dresses with the boys. He wears his t-shirt, he's going into the bush with them. Ask anybody in the army. That was why his appointment elicited jubilation across all the places where he has served. He served as a GOC, 82 Division.
Enugu.
Yeah, Enugu. He was the one who made it possible for that election to take place, governorship election. He promised that that election will be held, there will be peace, and because he's in charge of the whole area.
Yeah.
And he delivered. Then in Kaduna, he said, he told his staff, look, I want to be sending people.
So it's always leading like this.
Yes.
Going to battle.
He will go. I said he will not, he will stay in the bush for days. This is an unusual kind of officer. He will stay in the bush with them. When those boys were killed, what was it called? Killed gas brigade men, and the other day,
Okay.
they paid with their lives because Lagbaja ensured that, look, they suffered for what they did. This is how he deployed this. You can see the troops. He deployed them on the highway just for us to have. When was the last time you heard about kidnapping on the Kaduna-Abuja highway? That's what Lagbaja has done. And as chief of operations of the army, he has focused on those areas where we have issues, and is doing his best. Especially this Brinigwari. Not many people can go to Brinigwari before now. Then when he was in Enugu, of course, he dealt with the unknown government. When you look at some of the states of the Southeast, you see that Enugu is relatively peaceful. You can't compare Enugu with Abia or Anambra. It's part of what he has done. He also has some history to his name. Having the privilege of serving as GOC in 2 different divisions. Having the privilege of serving as a commanding officer in 2 different battalions. They always find him useful to send him. You can imagine somebody went abroad, he went on study leave abroad. By the time he came back, they sent him back to 72 Battalion in Makurdi, the place that he left originally. He also combined his position as GOC with as head of the Operation Wild Stroke. So he was wearing 2 berets, 1 person. There is no officer like General Lagbaja in the army today. And what has convinced me that Asiwaju knows what he's doing is the appointment of this man. Because he clearly listened to people. Look, we will get to some of the other guys. A lot of them, they didn't know anybody, no lobbying. Asiwaju must have listened to different people. You know, on this program, I mentioned him, the one we showed earlier.
Yes,
I mentioned
earlier.
him and you know, other people too.
On the 28th.
Must have told the commander-in-chief that in the army today, the officer that commands tremendous respect across board because of his capacity and capability as an operations person is Lagbaja. Okay. And what Asiwaju wants is results. All right. He has brought a field general, a commander of commanders, to be his chief of army staff. I've never met him physically, one-to-one. If I see him in town, I may not recognize him. But just the same way I used to praise Gerard Oshun, yes, for all that he did in 2014 in Borno State, is the same way that I can talk about this person. Perhaps even on a much bigger scale.
All right. We'll take this, brother. When we come back, we'll talk more. It's still Journalist Hangout.
Hello, darling.
Hi, Grandma.
What did you do this weekend?
Well, on Friday, I went on a science trip with my classmates to see the gorillas in Rwanda.
Huh?
Then, I watched the cup final in London with the family. And on Saturday, my friends and I met up to hunt dragons again. Yes. Also, I taught the vacuum cleaner and the TV this new dance everyone's doing. They're really getting into it. And on Sunday, I went to bed watching the world from space. And you? Yes, so Gamma.
With Airtel 5G's lightning fast speeds and seamless connectivity, you won't believe what's next. New beginnings are always colorful. When we celebrate the start of life's journey, we marry in colors. With our proudly Nigerian Dulux paints, now available in any color, Express your world however you want it. Visit a Dulux Color Center to get any color instantly.
Dulux, let's color.
You're heading home from work. In the busy traffic, your car breaks down. Car horns blast. Your car is pushed aside. You call for help. Phone battery blinks and dies. You take a cab. Few miles, tire bursts. What a day. Frustrated, sweating, and tired. Nearing home, darkness envelops the street. Wow, just one house is bubbling with life. Brilliant lights, loud music, smiling wife, all welcome you.
We alone have light?
Yes, it's JRB Solar Energy Systems, my anniversary present to us.
No matter how dark life is, the sun is gonna shine on everything you do. JRB solar inverters, batteries, solar panels, solar street lights and more. Telephone 0906 752 1111. Email sales@jrbsolar.com. JRB, the sun is gonna shine on everything you do.
Thank you for staying with us. If you're just joining us, this is Journalist Hangout, and I still have the Metro, Babajide Kolade Otitoju in the house, and Chris Kendewadu. Jide Otitoju told us about General Lagwaja on the 28th of May before now, and sometimes around January 2002, he told us about the chief of the defense staff, and he went on operation with him. It took you around.
It took me around. They put me in their APC. I ride in it as a civilian.
This is the only program you can find material like that. You can see why Journalist Hangout is Journalist Hangout. So you know better now. Chris Kendewadu, let's just let me drop something about the Chief of Army Staff before we go to the Chief of Air Staff.
No, he has said it all. He's somebody that I also know very well. And I remember during our trip to Maiduguri, Babajide and I and one or two people, and also while we were in Owerri. They just
remember
like
our known government.
Yes, yes.
We didn't see them.
We didn't see them. No, where were we?
And it was a Monday morning.
Yes,
and there was hold up.
There was hold up, and they didn't say
the fear of the army.
This thing. We went around and ate our whatever on
Monday.
Yes, now that Owerri soup. We have to go back and eat that soup. Now,
go on Monday.
Yeah, your book. He mentioned something, and it's a fact, and that was also Lieutenant General Adeosun retired. I remember the breakfast we had with General Adeosun in Maiduguri. Remember that we came down and we were having breakfast when we went to Maiduguri about 3-4 years ago. That he came down to me. How. You even know that it's
dinner.
It was a dinner
that the Chief of Army Staff organized.
The one that you were mentioning here, that he was talking about.
He said they should go and bring you from my room.
From your room.
Because I didn't want to join
he said,
that was the day. He was the one who introduced General Lagwaja and General Adeosun. I didn't know him.
Yes,
and I had been praising him for 4 years.
Yes, it was.
So when the Chief of Army Staff said, this is General Adeosun, because he was introducing them. So he said, this is General Adeosun. I just hugged him.
Just grab
I said,
like
Nigerian hero.
Yes.
I'm a general in the army.
Wait, let me tell you something. Don't call this one. I will tell you, I will give you a story that happened in Owerri. Jide, I was looking for Jide because he was supposed to come to my room, call me so that we can go down. I was looking for Jide. Where is Jide? It was one soldier that told Jide, I should go near the pool. That Jide is with generals.
I was eating pepper soup.
He was eating pepper soup. There were over 20 of them.
Yes. They didn't allow me to go. They hijacked me.
In fact, when I said they should call, he said, no, the generals said me. I should come and meet that he's not leaving. That is one of them. That is how rooted it is. But good one. But as I'm saying, I am very, very General Lagwaja. There are some people that you make appointment and you start looking for their CV.
Yes.
To see what they've done. It's true. These are not the kind of people that you look for their CV.
No. At least you can see.
I'll give you a class just to play that. As we were talking, somebody sent me a message about General Musa that has just been appointed the CDS. He said that we are jubilating. Do you know where the person is coming from? From Southern Kaduna. He said, we are jubilating. If you understand, if you need to decode, you need to decode what I'm saying.
That's when I wanted to enter the...
So, I believe that, I believe the
APC.
Yes, I believe that the president got this right. Now, if you look at the chief of...
See the chief of defense staff behind me.
that's
Musa sitting there.
That's January 2022.
Yes. That's why they want to put him in the...
Wanted to
put in that mode.
Give me that right.
You get liver. You get liver. But then, why speaking also, I've looked at this, another person that is of interest to me is also the chief of naval staff.
No, we'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, so, Jire, as at this time, we didn't know that, look, it's just like a continuous assessment and people were watching the current chief of
See General See General BKO. General BKO. And that cap 50.
That's the cap that saved.
This one save your head. Yeah, it cover your head. Okay, this was the one that where you hit your head on
the turret. See the turret. That's why he stands. You see, that's General Laya, one of the best engineers in the Nigerian army. That's the man standing.
The exclusive you won't get anywhere except on journalist hangouts and
the chief of defense staff.
Chief of defense staff now.
See General Laya beside him. Very excellent engineer.
Was it not the one that we came to rescue that generator?
Yes,
that day.
That
was him that rescued the generator.
Yes.
Yes, I lie. That is
he's not General Laya.
He has not even seen him. Came to me today. Say, I am General Laya. I'm sure you have not seen me. You don't know me. See, I've been talking about it.
Okay,
because we have problems. That
for time. Who is our chief of air staff? New chief of air staff.
You know, the chief of air staff is someone with a fantastic pedigree too. BSc degree from NDA, MSc in International Affairs and Diplomacy from ABU, and he was commander of the Presidential Air Fleet. He was Chief of Staff, Mobility Command, Director of Policy at the headquarters of Nigerian Air Force, Director of Operations, which is what makes me happy. So we are having the Chief of Army Staff one time in charge of operations at the headquarters, at the Army headquarters, and this person too, Director of Operations at the Nigerian Air Force headquarters. Then he was Fleet Operation Officer for the Presidential Fleet. He was Air Officer Commanding, Logistics Command. Air Officer Commanding, they are like GOCs. That's in the Air Force.
Okay.
Yes. He was Commander of the Logistics Command and Chief of Standards. Yes. And Chief of Standards and Operation headquarters of the Nigerian Air Force. So again, the president got it right here. This is someone with tremendous experience. He's from Kano State. He's from Shanono in Kano, Shanono local government. He was born September 1970. AVM, Hassan Bala Abubakar.
Okay, let's quickly go to the chief of naval staff. That's
Admiral Ogala.
Right, he's his brother. So let him talk about his brother.
Yeah. Yes, Admiral Ogala. There was a misconception yesterday.
So, from Enugu?
Yes, there was a misconception that what was circulating last night. When they mentioned it, they say it's from Benue State.
No, it's from Enugu.
I know.
Okay.
A lot of people were saying, some people were saying, they have picked everybody. They've neglected us again. I had to take my time to go and do a research. And I came to find out that this is somebody from where it's called Ibueze, North in Enugu State. Yeah. And he had his secondary school at Nigerian Military School. And he came out with A1 in all the subjects.
NMS.
Yes. A1.
EFICO one.
EFICO, you know that is an EFICO. And he has gone through several trainings, has so many caps in his favor. And he has been part of the following, you can't, you look at the Navy from the ship. He has been NNS Ambe, NNS Aradu.
That's our flagship.
Yes. NNS Eku, NNS Agu, NNS Quora, NNS Beecroft. So for somebody to have gone through that, you will know that this is a man that is very, very sound. And also most of the people from my own side of the country, apart from excelling in the army, we see a number of officers that have excelled in the Navy. Rear Admiral Ndupise Kano. The former chief of Ebitu Ikiwe. And so many of them along that line.
Chief of General Staff.
Yes, Chief of General Staff. So it is gratifying, and I can say that AY once again, some of us are smiling, and I repeat again that we have been probably been removed from the 5% where we've been kept since 2015. And probably will be part of the 95%.
Stop stoning.
You are shaking this table.
No.
Or that dot in the line.
You know one thing personally.
Lessons have been learned.
Yes, lessons have been. You know what I've always said. If somebody is doing well, commend him. Don't be a subjective individual. Every time you'll be criticizing. That is not the way to go.
See,
so that is it for me.
Let me also say a few things about the Chief of Naval Staff. He was a directing staff at the National Defense College. Only the brightest and the best end up as directing staff. So if you are directing staff, it must be that you are among the best. Then it was also the National Defense College is the nation's highest military training institution for strategic studies. So it was directing staff there. He was also a director in the policy and plans branch of the naval headquarters. He was really the pivot of that branch, because that is why they plan some of their missions and all that. He was also director Lessons Learned, which is a strategic directorate created to enable the Navy achieve quality feedbacks and perfect and transform the service. He is a specialist hydrographer. So, again, he's a consummate naval officer, highly cerebral, strongly principled, fair, firm when necessary. He got this on merit. In the army, they call people like them people without surname.
So, Godfather.
No Godfather. So he got this purely by merit, not lobbying or he's a proverbial son of nobody. That's how they call themselves, such people in the army, in the armed forces, son of nobody. So, again, the president got his choice right. He picked one of the most brilliant officers in the Navy to do this job, someone who is also tested.
All right. Reaching home stretch now. The appointment of the service chiefs came with that of a new National Security Advisor, NSA, for the country. President Bola Tinubu upgraded Nuri Badu from Special Advisor on Security to National Security Advisor. Babajide Kolade Otitoju and Adewale Adeoye also saw this coming in our discussion last Friday when they said he's qualified to be so appointed. Let's get the moment for it.
From this list of men and women, I think it's a good team, it's a sound team. It covers the critical areas. Having Ribadu as special advisor on security, I think it's a very good thing, because some people have been talking about national security advisor, and there are observations that will generals, like to listen to somebody who's a policeman, former policeman. Not that it's not competent, but looking at the tradition, national security advisor, people will respect, people from the military. Ribadu,
breaking tradition.
Security, a special advisor on security, mostly written with civil matters, and I think he's a credible person. His father was actually the first Minister of Defense, in Nigeria. And I think he has kept his head above the stormy waters, from this record from the EFCC. And I believe he also assists the government when you are talking about fighting corruption, giving his experience. So I think it's a good thing.
These people, in my view, are just the transitional ministers.
Yeah.
We are going to see in the fullness of time that a good number of
real
them
deal
will transit from this position to ministers of the Federal Republic. Special advisors are of cabinet rank. So that's to tell you how important they are. And the importance of these special advisors cannot be brushed aside. People have said that, look, the best thing is to find a general for the position of National Security Advisor. It's up to Asiwaju what he wants to do. No Ribadu left as an AIG, you know, within the police hierarchy, and an AIG is a general.
Yeah.
So I believe that he is qualified to do the job. I very much believe that he is qualified to do. If civilians can be defense minister, why should anyone think that somebody who rose to the top in the police, one of the best investigators, you know, one of the best crime busters, cannot do the job of, because the NSA, it's not as if the NSA will go into the bush with service chiefs and other people. You know, he is supposed to coordinate.
The NSA, the office is the clearinghouse.
Yes, coordinate these people, bring them together, get the best out of them. But we politicize everything. So now people are saying, oh, we generals take instruction. Generals, their oath of office demands that they should subordinate themselves to the civil populace. If I'm president, I'm a civilian. You can't say because I've not seen the four walls of an army barrack that you will not disobey me. I will fire you. Yes.
Because you have...
I will send you packing. So that is an argument that we shouldn't even get into. The CNC would take the decision. He is eminently qualified for all of those positions. Yeah. And if he says, okay, it's NSA that I want you, nobody, there's nowhere it is written in the Constitution that the person to take the job of the NSA must be a retired Army general or must be a retired Air Force. No. There's no such thing in our laws.
No Ribadu, the hitherto special advisor on security matters, was now named
transitional special advisor.
Now the National Security Advisor, NSA, actually replacing General Muguno.
Yes.
That used to be there. No. A very strategic position, like a coordinating room for the security chiefs. Julie, how strategic is this position?
Yes, it's very strategic, and for years, even the management of our war efforts has always rested on the NSA. So as you need someone that he trusts absolutely in terms of his honesty, so that some of the fraud that had always happened in respect of that office will come to an end. You know, you can trust Nuhu with money. You can trust, I don't know other things that you can trust him with, but I know you can trust him with money.
Yes, sir.
He will not allow people to steal. He will not allow it. He will rather die than allow it.
The first man that I saw that went to go and collect receipt from CBN after lodging $15 million.
And he filmed the money.
15 million.
He filmed it, so you can't say that.
He went to go and lodge it.
Yes, he lodged it. He sent the money back.
Obasanjo said he did for yesterday.
It was supposed to be a bribe. It was supposed to be a bribe.
What kind of bribe?
A life-changing bribe.
Yes. Dollars.
So he said, no. He did the right thing. So his job is well cut out, and I'm happy that the president again did what is right. Because, look, it's within his power to decide who should be NSA. And the service chiefs must respect the person that he has chosen. Otherwise, the president knows what to do. And that was the point that I made. Yeah. I can't be commander-in-chief and I told you, report to this person, and you say no, because he was not a soldier. Where was it written that you must be a soldier to be NSA? There's nowhere it's written in our laws. There's nowhere it's written. And I knew from the beginning. In fact, there was a little argument that we had on a friend's wall, Dafila. And I said, look, new NSA has emerged. Don't deceive yourself. Asiwaju will never, at the time when he's trying to be very frugal, allow NSA and a personal security advisor. No, he would not do that. He would rather have one. And he had the choice to go for one, and he went for Nuhu Ribadu. So they must work with him. All of the people say, oh, he was not a general, it will not work.
And you don't remember we said it last week that none of these old guys lobbying around, staying around Asiwaju must return as these advisors.
It's even a good thing that you've taken me there. Asiwaju so far has chosen 4 women. He said that he's going to give women and youth.
Yes.
So we want to see him honor his word. Youth, let them play a prominent role in your cabinet, because they will remember that you made that promise. So youth, women, I think he has started well with those 4 appointments. There are still a lot of appointments left. So Nuhu has his job cut out for him. In a situation of emergency, he retains the coordinating power, and uses its instruments and resources and other means available to coordinate the activities of security services. He briefs the president on the outcomes of operations in liaison with the various constituents of the national security architecture, and he advises the CNC on the next action. Then he also advises the president on matters concerning intelligence activities and makes recommendations to him on issues of national security. So there are other roles that he plays, but I know that as somebody who has also passed through the Kuru, National
Institute of Policy and Strategic Studies,
he knows what it takes to hold this kind of position, and I know that Nuhu will be up for it, and we've got to thank the president because he's doing unusual things. Not many presidents will agree to do this. He would rather go for those generals. But the president took his decision. This is the person that I want. You must work with him. And
before we go,
sense.
we have to talk about the tax before the service chiefs.
Yes. Because
yesterday, day before yesterday, on Journalist Hangout, we were talking about the killings up north. As you know, May this year, Amnesty International came out with their list again, and we had to cut the president some slack, saying that he took over on the 29th of May. But the killings that is going on around the country on a daily basis is unpardonable.
Yes, just a quick one on the issue of Ribadu. For students of history, this is not the first time we are having a retired policeman as NSA. During the Abacha regime, one Ismail Gwazo was the National Security Advisor.
Yes,
he was the first director of SSS and also Minister of Police Affairs when retired. He was, that is under the military, not even civilian. So that was a retired police officer. And he did his job well. That was also another one I couldn't remember. So the issue of whether, the fact is that you're as good as the authority given to you by the president.
Yes.
The president is the commanding officer. Anywhere
you derive your power from.
That's where you derive your power from. And good enough, while all the service chiefs will go for confirmation by the Senate, the National Security Advisor is not going to face the Senate. He's an appointee of the president, and that is what it is.
It's already approved.
So that's what I'm saying.
Along with
the special advisor. So now coming to while we are welcoming the new service chiefs, that's something we should not fail to do. We have to commend this last set of service chiefs.
Oh, very good.
We just have to commend and AY with all sincerity. I am highly impressed with the Chief of Army Staff, the one that just retired, the Chief of Naval Staff, the Chief of Air Staff. They have made the job easier for the ones coming in. Because at the point at which they took over, there was chaos everywhere.
There was no synergy. There was no synergy.
There was no coordinating. Even to the extent that the NSA had to, the NSA had to go to Asoro one day and announce that
they don't listen.
They don't listen to me. that they don't listen to me.
But under these guys,
There's under these guys. You can see that. You could
coordination even as led by General Rabo.
Yes, from General Rabo to the army chief to the naval. So, a grateful country. We must thank them.
Before now, some service chiefs who are not even praying in the same mosque.
Yes. Imagine. You can imagine that.
Not praying the same
so,
mosque.
Yes, but
and their own staff, their officers and men, were also similarly
working at crossroads. Yes, they were working at crossroads.
At the end of the day, what do we have? So, we didn't make progress. But under these ones, we made some progress that we can point to. People will say, which progress? Go to the northeast. When was the last time you heard that Boko Haram attacked an
Exactly.
So that's it. Just, the people who are Boko Haram kills now. Farmers, their farms, they will go and raid them, just cut people's. They don't even use gun. They will just cut people's neck. Because if they hear the sound of a gun, Tukano is going to where the...
Really?
We take it.
So they are going there to serve justice.
Exactly.
Very fast.
So
that's the thing. So they can't move around. If they move out, the surveillance aircraft will see them and they will call in Tucanos.
And they will clear the place.
So
and also,
it's good to have the right weapons.
And also just
it makes it
they've learned their lessons.
So just like India and I spoke off camera, we have been to most of this army formation and some of them. We also have to commend the former president. He equipped this military.
Yes. He sustained that momentum.
He sustained that. He equipped this military. Okay. Yes. And I believe that the president. So all we are going to ask is for, let them look
President Muhammadu Buhari.
Yes.
Yes. Buy weapons. Buy more weapons.
He bought more weapons. So what we only ask them is that, let them look at the handover notes being given them by the outgoing chiefs.
We have to leave it there.
Consolidate on them.
I want to thank you. CKN.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for your contribution. And Julie, thank you for all you do.
Thanks.
And we wish the new service chiefs the best of luck and the National Security Advisor. And that's our Bates on Journalist Hangout today. Join us for another episode tomorrow on the show. You can watch the repeat broadcast tonight at 11 p.m. And join us this Sunday from 1:30 to 3:30 p.m. for Journalist Hangout on Sunday. We're on YouTube, youtube.com/TVC News Nigeria. I'm Ayodele Ozuba. Bye for now, and God bless Nigeria.
Following is a paid presentation by ShopX TV.
Do you spend the night trying to get comfortable? Your knees rub bone on bone. Your back and hips ache. You wake up in pain? Not anymore. ShopX TV is proud to introduce the Contour Legacy Pillow, the patented, ergonomically designed tapered leg pillow that naturally fits the contours of your legs, knees, and thighs to help align your spine and alleviate pain. Watch, when you sleep on your side, your leg falls forward, twisting your pelvis and lower back, putting pressure on your spine, hip, and sciatic. But the Contour Legacy Pillow cushions your knees and cradles your legs, relieving stress on joints while restoring your lower back alignment. Sleeping on your side, your leg comes over and puts you out of alignment, causing lower back pain, hip pain, even knee pain. By using the Contour Legacy Pillow, it restores the natural alignment of the spine, helping to alleviate pain and pressure, leading to much more restful sleep. Old-fashioned leg pillows are bulky, but the anatomical design of the Legacy Pillow fits perfectly the shape of your body the way nature intended. You can even use two together for full leg alignment. Legacy Pillow is exclusively ventilated, so it always stays cool and dry. With top crescent design, it cuddles up to you perfectly and easily moves with you. Ordinary pillows go flat, but the Legacy Pillow is made up of soft memory foam, so it never loses its shape and the cover is machine washable. The Contour Legacy Pillow is now available in Nigeria, exclusively from ShopX TV. You could be paying up to 500,000 naira for an orthopedic bed that doesn't properly support your spine. But call the number on your screen now and get 2 Legacy leg pillows for just 69,900 naira. And get relief from back and hip issues. But wait! If you call now, we'll upgrade you to the Contour Better Sleep Collection. The collection comes with 2 Contour Legacy leg pillows and 2 Contour Cool Gel head pillows at no extra charge. The Contour Cool Gel head pillows' soothing orthopedic support will cradle your head and neck for full alignment, while keeping you cool all through the night for the best sleep of your life. Incredible! That's 2 Contour Legacy pillows and 2 Cool Gel head pillows for just 69,900 naira. And that's not all. Place your order now and we'll also deliver your Contour Better Sleep collection with no shipping charge. But hurry! This is an exclusive ShopX TV offer and only available for a limited period. So, call now while stock lasts. Your rest is your wealth.
The proceeding was a paid presentation brought to you by ShopX TV.
Never miss a moment. Instant breaking news from all over the globe. Live streaming of your favorite programs delivered directly to you. Watch anytime from anywhere on your mobile or smart devices. Download the TVC News app today. Available on Google Play and Apple Store.
TVC News first with breaking news.
We cover the big political stories in Nigeria, but people want more than just politics.
Business news, sports naturally, but you need news to live by also.
Stories about education, health, personal finance, and hey, even lifestyle news.
Newspaper reviews, travel news, and much more.
Nigeria, it's more than just politics. It's life.
Start your day with us every weekday.
TVC News Breakfast. First, fast, balanced, and accurate.
TVC News first with breaking news.
At TVC News, wherever the big news story is happening, we're geared up to break it. TVC News first with breaking news.
It's day 22 of President Bola Tinubu administration, and we're keeping you up to date with events in his first 100 days in office. Thank you for joining